Hi guys, so today we're gonna be talking about word problems that involves multiplication and division. Okay, now let's recap. Whenever we actually do word problems for multiplication and division, we always look out for these three letters, G, E, T. So first we look out for the groups. Then we see how many are there in each group and how many are there in total. Okay, so GET. So whenever we look at the question, we identify these things. So let's take a look. Question 1. In a vegetable patch, there are 6 rows of carrots. In each row, there are 3 carrots. How many carrots are there all together? So let's take a look, okay? Now we know there are 6 rows. 6 rows represent the group, so we label it as G. Now in each row, so we know E. Each row there are 3 carrots, so 3 represents the E. So how many carrots are there all together? So this is the total. Now we would like to find out what is the total. So we want to know what is the total. So from this, we are able to do a multiplication. So the number of groups times how many are there in each. So GET. So GET. So in each group, there are 6 groups, multiply by 3 carrots each to find the total. I get 18 carrots all together. Next, we are talking about buns. So buns are sold in packs of 4 each. A baker has 16 buns. How many packs of buns are there? Alright, so first we label. So there are buns sold in packs of 4 each. So we already know we have the E. A baker has 16 buns, and this 16 bun represents the total. How many packs? So the packs would talk about the group itself. Okay, so now we know what the total is and we know how many are there in each box. So to find the number of packs or the number of groups, we do a division. Okay, so to do a division, we do 16 divide by 4, which gives you 4. Therefore, there are 4 packs of buns. Question 3. A bookshop sells greeting cards at $4 each. Alan buys 10 such cards. How much money does he spend? Okay, so let's take a look. Bookshop sells greeting cards at $4 each. So we know what is E, what is each. Alan buys 10 of such cards. That means there are 10 sets of the $4. So this actually talks about the group. And how much money does he spend altogether? So we are talking about the total. So whenever we know the group and we know how many are there in each group, we find the total, we can form it out into GENT. So there are 10 groups, multiplied by $4 each, the total is $40. So Alan spends $40. Next question. Suzanne buys 24 candies for a birthday party. She gives an equal number of candies to 3 friends. How many candies does each friend get? Okay, so going back into our GET, so let's take a look. Susan buys 24 candies. So this 24 candies talks about the total. So we have a total for a birthday party, and she gives an equal number of candies to 3 friends. Now it didn't mention how many is the equal number, but we know that there are 3 friends. So these three friends are representing the groups. So how many candies does each friend get? So we want to find out how many are there each. So now once we have the total, okay, and we have a group, we want to find out how many in each. So we work backwards. So we start with the total. We do a division. The division, we divide by the number of groups to find how many are there in each. So for total is 24, we divide by the number of groups, which is 3, to find out that each friend actually gets 8 candies. So each friend gets 8 candies. Okay, so moving on to worksheet 8. So we always start, whenever we do word problem, always prepare yourself with GET, looking at number of groups, each or total, and then we find out what the question actually wants us to find out. So in this case, Peter eats 4 pieces of fruit every day. How many pieces of fruit does Peter eat in 7 days? So 4 pieces every day, that means in each day. So this one talks about each day, so this is the E. Now how many pieces of fruit does Peter eat in 7 days? So 7 days talks about the number of groups. So we need to find the number of the total amount of fruits he ate. So it's 7 multiplied by 4, which gives you 28. So Peter eats 28 pieces of fruit in 7 days. Alright, there are 32 chairs in 4 rows. Each row has the same number of chairs. How many chairs are there in each row? Alright, so in this case, 32 chairs represents the total. So we know the total, and we're going to start with the total. That means we are going to do a division. So there are 32 chairs in 4 rows. 4 rows would represent the group. Okay, so each row has the same number, same meaning equal. And how many chairs are there in each row? So we need to find out how many are there in each row. So again, we start with the total. We know we are doing a division. 32 divided by 4, which gives you 8. There are 8 chairs in each row. Question 3. Mrs. Nair put 21 cherries on 3 cakes altogether. Each cake has the same number of cherries. How many cherries does Mrs. Nair put on each cake? So again, 21 cherries. 21 is the total. So we know the total on 3 cakes. This cake is the number of groups. So we know the total, and we know one part, which is the group. We know we need to do a division to find how many cherries on each cake, which is E. So it will be 21 divided by 3, which gives you 7. So she puts 7 cherries on each cake. Question 4. A hawker put 4 fish balls in each bowl of noodles. Mr. Lee bought 9 bowls of noodles. How many fish balls were there all together? Alright, so 4 fish balls in each bowl. So that means this is E, because it's in each bowl of noodles. And Mr. Lee bought 9 bowls. Now 9 bowls represents the group. How many fish balls are there all together? Now to find all together, okay, we put GET in order, which means it's a multiplication. So it's 4 multiplied by 9, which gives you 36. There were 36 fish balls all together. Question 5. Amia has 9 envelopes. She pasted 3 stamps on each envelope. How many stamps are there all together? So, looking at GET again, Amia has 9 envelopes, which talks about the groups because there's 9 groups. And she pastes 3 stamps on each envelope. Therefore, 3 represents the E. And how many stamps are there all together? Total. So to find the total, we are doing a multiplication. So it's 9 multiplied by 3, which gives you 27. There are 27 stamps all together. Alright, for the last question, okay, I think a lot of us actually got confused with this. So Peter has 20 cookies. He shares the cookies equally with 3 of his friends. How many cookies does each child have? Okay, so again, we're going to start with Peter. Peter has 20 cookies all together, so we know he has the total. Now, once we have the total, okay, we want to find another part. We know we're doing division. Now, let's take a look. He shares the cookies equally with 3 friends. That means he's sharing. That means these 3 friends, including Peter. Okay, so that means there's actually Peter and 3 friends. Okay, so that means the number of groups are actually, instead of 3, it is 1 plus 3 equals to 4. So this actually represents the groups. Okay, so there's actually 4 of them. So how many cookies does each child have? So I need to find out the E. Okay, so a lot of you actually put 20 divided by 3. But we forgot that Peter is also sharing the cookie. So he also gets a part of a cookie. So there's actually 4 of them. So it's 20 divided by 4, which gives you 5. Therefore, each child has 5 cookies. Now, remember, if it's too fast, you can always pause the video and replay it again.